Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Silver Savage podcast. Today's episode is going to be somewhat short, considering I'm recording it on Christmas Eve. It is already 3:55 p.m., which means you guys are expecting this by 6 a.m. tomorrow, Christmas Day, because I know all of you are, without a doubt, going to tune in first thing on Christmas morning and listen to our podcast. But that aside, I am going to make it a little bit shorter because it's a topic that's a little bit outside of the ordinary from what we usually discuss. So this is not going to be about shooting people. It's not going to be about self-defense, legal stuff, entrepreneurship. It's going to be somewhat different. But before we get into it, I want to thank everybody that sent us comments and everybody that liked and subscribed. And I do want to mention that a few of you told me that I speak too fast. So I am going to make a conscious effort to slow down as we go through this podcast. Please let me know if I don't. If I am still speaking too fast, let me know. I know I have a funny accent. I know I tend to speak faster than most, but that's just the way my brain works. But it's important that you guys understand what I'm saying. So as you listen, if there's any feedback, positive or negative, please do not hesitate to share with us. But with no further ado, let's get into the episode. Perfect. So we're going to get started. As I said, today's episode is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be somewhat about lifestyle, but more so about some choices that you can make to make yourself look, feel, and ultimately behave like the person you want to be. And like we always say, it's not about the Ferraris, it's not about the mentions, it's about the type of person I am that deserves having all those items, all those things, and how do I accomplish that. So part of it has to be with how I carry myself and the actions I take, and how those reflect on me. And it's going to be a little bit contradictory because most of the stuff I'm going to be talking about in this episode are going to be specifically about the stuff I wear and what I do money-wise, but understand that what I'm referring to is the person that you are and what I'm trying to get out of it experience-wise. It's not necessarily about the dollar amount attached to it. I'm going to start with saying you should own a suit, and not just a suit that you buy at JCPenney. No offense to JCPenney, but something that is tailored to you, that makes you look good. There is a saying that says, I don't want to look good naked. I want to look good in a suit. It's a lot harder to make a suit be fitted to you and look good in it. That's honestly, when I work out, that's the image I have. It's not me naked and how I look, six pack or no six pack, big pecs, big biceps, and so forth. It's how does a suit drape over me, and does it look professional or not? Now, I'll be honest, you see me day in and day out, I'm in a jeans and t-shirt or BDUs and a tactical shirt. That's what I do for a living, so it's kind of like how I dress and it's how I feel comfortable. Right now, I'm wearing this wonderful Whoopie made by Combat Iron, which you heard me talk about in the past. I am a big fan, and they make t-shirts and athletic attire, lifestyle type attire, which I'm a big fan of. But with that said, there are times and places where I cannot get away with wearing sweatpants and a Whoopie, and I need to wear something that is more professional. For those occasions, having a suit that makes you look good is super important. First of all, it will make you feel better. Okay, when I wear a suit that is not exactly fitted to me, a size too big, the collar is too loose, whatever it is, it just makes me feel like shit. Honestly, I don't look like I fit in. I don't feel like I fit in, and I feel like a fake, like somebody that's like an imposter that is trying to fit into a circumstance or an area or an environment where I don't belong. And that is the last thing I want to accomplish with this example, right? I want to feel like I fit in. I want to feel like I belong in that room. And if I have a suit that fits me well, not only do I look the part, I'm going to feel the part. People are going to take you seriously. They're going to address you differently. It's amazing how when you have two people standing in a room and one has a fitted suit and one does not, you know exactly which one has the power, right? And whether we want to admit to it or not, the person that has the more money has the more power. And even if I don't have the more money, I can certainly seem like I have the more money, or at the very least, I can play the part temporarily. And that's how connections are made. So whether you like it or not, and again, I'm going to say that a lot today because that is honestly the way some of us may feel about it. I don't want to be an imposter. I don't want to pretend to be someone I'm not, that's something I'm not. But you're not doing that. You're not being an imposter and you're not pretending. You own that suit. Might as well put it to work for you. So when you go into a room the next time that requires you being a little more dressed, wear that suit. Look as if you belong in that room. You've been invited there. You have every right to be there. Now own it. Own the room, own the people, own the suit. So if you don't already, go ahead and get yourself a suit that actually fits you well. Have a tailor work with you. Sometimes custom made suits are actually cheaper or on par with any good suit you would buy at a good store. So maybe it's worth looking into a custom made suit. So that is one. The second one is fly first class. I'll be honest, I did not believe that one. I'm like, why would I pay twice as much when I can fly Southwest? And no offense to Southwest, I still fly Southwest. I think Southwest is great. But why would I pay double that when Southwest, as I said, is great? What happened is I found out a few things. First of all, just so you guys know, I did not come up with this one. This is something I took from George Bryant, which I also mentioned him in the past, which according to him, he says that he got that from his wife. His wife told him you should fly first class. He travels a lot, and whenever he arrived at his destination, he was ragged, tired, and really not suited to do whatever he was supposed to do, right? Typically, it's keynote speaking. So I figured I'm going to give it a try. And honestly, the difference in price is not that horrendous. I fly now, I'll share with you, I fly Delta most of the time. I end up getting their credit card so I can rack the miles. So I get some of the benefits and the perks as well. But the reality is that flying first class allows me to do a few things. First of all, I'm well rested. I don't have to share a row with screaming kids and be tight and my neighbor's head falls on my shoulder and elbows bumping into each other the whole time. First class in domestic flights are 2 seats. They're wide. It's comfortable. I can fall asleep if I want to. And when I arrive at my destination, I'm good to go. I can go and teach right away. I can get stuff done because I am not dead tired. That is one. The other thing I found out is first class typically has regular high-speed internet. If I don't sleep and I don't rest, which is more often than not, then I'd like to do work. And I couldn't do it in any other flight, right? So typically the free Wi-Fi that comes, let's say on Southwest Airlines, I'm using them as an example just because I'm familiar, but the Wi-Fi is good for iMessaging and WhatsApp, so any kind of internet-based messaging system. But that's about it. I can check my email, I can log in and surf the web, and I can do any other type of messaging that is not necessarily Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi type thing. So I found out that I actually get a lot more work done. My last flight from Montana to back to Maryland, long flight, and I got a lot of work done. Actually, all of my to-do list for that day. First of all, you have nothing else to do, right? You're on a flight, so you can't just goof around with your colleagues. You can't just get up and go get a cup of coffee, whatever. You are sitting in a chair, essentially at a desk, and it's you and your computer. They keep refilling your coffee, so why not get work done? I got so much accomplished, which is amazing. So that is the other one. High speed, regular Wi-Fi certainly makes a big difference. We all appreciate it when we're not on a plane. Certainly appreciate it on the plane. Last but not least is the kind of people that fly first class. It's a different type of population. There's a reason that you guys, for the most part, opt not to fly first class. We can justify the cost. The benefits are not worth it to us in a sense, but those who fly first class made that justification. So either they can afford it or at least they understand the value associated with it. And it's a different type of people. The conversation and the connections that I established during some of those flights are tremendous. I can start conversation with pretty much anybody on a Southwest flight, but likely nothing will come of it. But the conversation I start with my neighbors on a first class flight are completely different. Those are people that are actually interested in what I'm doing. I'm interested in what they're doing, and that's how networking is done. So if you want to network with the right people, you have to hang out where those people hang out. And for the same reason that you would not go find clients at McDonald's when those clients sit at a nicer restaurant, right? It's the same thing with the classes on an airplane. So next time, again, if you can afford it, and if not, it certainly should be something you strive towards, try flying first class. Third one, detail your car. Nothing makes you look less worthy than a shitty looking car. And I don't care if you drive a Honda Civic, nothing against Honda Civic, or you drive a Maserati. If a car is clean, it shows something about the person, and it shows something about the type of people you're attracting into your life. So if I make an effort to try and detail my car. I don't do it probably as often as I should, but at least once a month I'll take it interior and exterior. First of all, I'm finding so much shit that got lost along the way, or I thought was lost, but really was hidden somewhere, and I would never have found it unless somebody detailed my car. I do have 4 kids that are a mess, and as much as I love them to death, I want to strangle them every time they leave their shit all over the back seats. And because I have a 3-row vehicle, I can't always see everything, so detailing allows me to get to there. But the reality is, whenever I come back with that car post detail, everybody comments, "Oh, your car is so clean, it's so shiny." It tells something about me. It tells something about the person I'm striving to be. And remember, this is all about, am I the person that's worthy of owning my business? And a detailed car shows the other people, am I worthy of their business? Am I worthy of their relationship? And if I am arriving in a car where you can see Cheetos wrappers all over the dashboard, and it's dirty on the outside, and people's finger marks saying "wash me" on it, they're probably not going to want to do business with me. Or if it's a relationship with a significant other, they probably don't want to go on a date with me, right? But if I show up in a clean car that has just been detailed, right, they make think, okay, that person takes cleanliness and organization seriously. He carries himself well, so that's a person I would like to do business with, or that's a person I would like to go out with, right? So detail your car. It sounds small, but goes a long, long way. And honestly, you don't have to pay a detail company. You can do it yourself. If you have the time and the know-how, go ahead and do it. I rather spend the $40 that it is once every so often, but it's completely up to you. Just get your car detailed. The next one, number 4, enjoy the little things in life. Listen, this is the bottom line. We live once, okay? Until somebody can 100% prove to me that we live more than once, that's what I'm going by. So if I'm going to keep saving or thinking I can't afford that or I can't do that, then I am going to go through these whatever 60, 70, 80, 90 years and not enjoy any of that, and that's a waste of a lifetime. So go ahead and enjoy the little things. Go and dine at a fancy restaurant. Go and take the nice vacation. Go and buy the good liquor every so often. You don't have to do it all the time, but every so often, first of all, it makes life worth living, right? So that's ultimately one of the goals, is to enjoy our passages here on this planet, right, on this earth. But the other thing, it gives you a taste. It also applies, by the way, with flying first class. Once you fly first class, or once you dine at one of those fancy restaurants, or once you stay at a very nice suite at a hotel, you want to do it again. Everything else just doesn't add up. And you know what that forces you to do? Work harder so you can earn and make whatever you need to make in order to afford those experiences. So if you never ate at a nice restaurant, you have nothing to compare to, you don't have that drive, right? But I try to take my wife out to a very nice restaurant every so often, take vacations to nice places, and again, spend on the little luxurious things that you wouldn't typically. It doesn't have to be liquor. It can be the nice piece of cheese or the nice steak that you always skip on. Whatever it is, just every so often, go ahead and splurge. It will give you a taste. It will keep you motivated, and hopefully drive you to keep accomplishing great things so you can do that more often. And last but not least, number 5, flaunt your significant other. So I'm going to address this as I'm talking the masculine. Certainly goes the other way around. But listen, my best accessory, hands down, is my wife. She makes me look good. She's prettier than I am, and she's striking everywhere I go. And you do not have to be married to a supermodel. I happen to be. You may not be. But your woman makes you look good. When she dresses up, I don't care who she is, she certainly looks better than you, okay? No matter what watch you have on and what other accessories you have, she is your best accessory. Not to mention that the way you address each other, the way you relate to each other is obvious to everybody around. And if I go out with my wife and people see how I'm loving on her and she's loving on me, guess what? That makes me look more trustworthy. People know I invest in my relationship. People know my priorities. and that makes me look better in general, right? So whenever you are out with your significant other, don't discredit that. Don't look at them as baggage. Look at them as the best accessory you have ever had, and flaunt it. Honestly, flaunt it. I like showing off my wife, and hopefully I don't disappoint her and embarrass her too much. I don't think I'm completely misfortune in the way of looks, but I certainly don't come close to what she is. So hopefully she understands that. But again, to recap, own a suit if you don't already. Go and buy one. Fly first class. Do it once. I fly first class mostly nowadays domestically. Internationally, not quite there yet. Working my way to it. Detail your car. So I would say give yourself a goal. Once a month, go and detail your car. Get it clean, either professionally or do it yourself. Enjoy the little things in life. Splurge. Splurge. Get that taste. Get that drive to want to do more of it. And flaunt your significant other. All right? Flaunt your woman. She makes you look good. Told you today's going to be shorter. I'm wishing all of you a Merry Christmas. Next one is going to drop in 2024. So can't wait to for next week's, and I'm gonna set it up so it sets it sets the chords, it sets the tone for the new year. Until next time, stay savage.